Hey wonderful people, good afternoon from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today is a very hot, humid, sunny day, okay? The thing is, Bangladesh at this point, it's kind of going to that melting point where people are sweating bad, fragrances are not lasting, so it's not the fault of a fragrance, remember that? But never mind, we are not gonna hold ourselves back. So my scent of the afternoon is, after waking up very late, Abercrombie & Fitch, First Instinct. This fragrance, nobody talks about it anymore, but remains as one of the most beautiful bottles ever in a fragrance game, and one of the best summer fragrances, tropical vibe, melon sort of a fragrance. So I'm wearing that on my both hands, so I'll be testing the fragrances today on the test strip, and I'll give you the review on the Armaf Bucephalus Niche line. And yes, I finally, yesterday you saw in my, if you have seen my review on the Perrier list, I said I will do the initial impression, 3 of them sort of in a summary. So a few things. First of all, that these fragrances at this point are not cheap. Perhaps in future they're gonna get a little bit cheaper. I paid about around $40 US on each, and sorry, and the fragrances are part of the niche collection, Armaf's, and Armaf is one of my favorite fragrance houses. I think I'll be the one who reviewed at least most number of Armaf fragrances, if not if he shares. So we both of us, we looked at a lot of Armafs, and also Mohit Khatri bhai from Project Perfumery India. So we really are fond of Armaf house. Many other reviewers also do like. So Armaf has few lines. Armaf has the regular release, Train Week, Club Dino Intense Man. They're niche house, but they have different classification of fragrances. Okay, I will take my sweet time today because I want to break down what to expect from this and about the house I want to talk about. And Armaf has then their next line is a little bit more premium. They give like price a little bit high. After that they have the niche line. Okay, so they have both male and female fragrances, and on most part they clone a lot of fragrances, niche and designer, as well as they have quite few fragrances that smell alike, so they are kind of redundant purchase. Okay, so like today let's look at these because a lot of hype and questions about them on them, and I believe my good friend Mohit Khatri, brother Mohit Khatri from India, he covered them, as well as Toiletarian brother Nasser. He did 2 videos already. So I'll give you my intake and I'll show you beautiful presentation. If they're worth it, of course, hell yes, they're worth it. Just for the presentation alone, they're worth it. How's the juice? I'll talk about it. So yes, they come, all of them, they have common factors. 100 ml EDP, beautiful presentation with the 2-part presentation, and they are using, as Mohit Khatri bhai said, they're using first grade fragrance oil. So the best possible ingredients in Middle Eastern areas, and they used it in these fragrances. So they have beautiful, no synthetic vibe, no alcohol blast. All these fragrances are very fantastic and they last a very long time. So I'll go and I'll explain to you. So first one, they have 9, 10 and 11 Bucephalus, and Bucephalus is themed after Alexander the Great, the very popular, you know, Alexander the Great, his horse, and from there they took the theme horse head. Okay, and the thing is, it's to glorify, or you know, like to make it more glorious. I think I have never seen Armaf doing this kind of presentations before. All right, so we'll go and see. So first of all, we'll talk about this one, number 9, of course. Sorry, this is number 9. No, this is number 10. Sorry, crap. Sorry, I put it in the wrong order. This is number 9, and these are all kind of like this kind of presentation. Big box, big capsule like packaging inside, and this is Bucephalus number 9, white, and this sort of has woodsy sort of a texture here, but it's all paper, just printed. Armaf niche, EDP, back Sterling Perfumes, distributed by, made in UAE. This is all 2019 brand new release, like few months back only, and bottom looks like that. It will tell you it's manufactured in UAE. And these capsules, they will mention Armaf niche. This is kind of plastic, you can see through if you put light, and here's like sort of wings with the horse head, and Bucephalus number 9 EDP. So these all have fantastic mechanism, like these will like lock. Okay, so even if you pick it up, they're not gonna fall, but be very careful. If they kind of are like loose in the packet, the whole thing might fall, so always be careful. So when you open it, inside they'll give you this one, the card from Armaf. It says this is to certify that this Armaf niche product, certificate of authenticity. There you go. Okay, there's the card. The first one I didn't get the card because I bought it from a brother. I think he lost the card somewhere. So fantastic presentation, you know, it cannot get better presentation than this. The bottle here, It's very nice. This is my favorite bottle of the whole bunch. This has the look at the horse. I just bought this to show you this horse heads, how beautiful they look. It looks almost like Anubis, Egyptian king, or no, Egyptian god of what is Anubis? Anubis is it god of death? I'm sorry, but Anubis I really like. It looks almost like him, and it's actually a horse. Very beautiful golden. It's like it glitters. It's like a showpiece itself. There you go. It's very glittery and bling bling. And the bottle here, it's like kind of goldenish to match the theme, but the juice inside is almost see-through. And the name here, bottom, you're gonna get your sticker and all that. So these bottles are very heavy, as I mentioned before. The cap is as heavy as the bottle. So one of the suckiest part in this fragrance, only thing I would complain is these sprayers are really small, and I don't know what they were thinking. They give like such horrible, you know, remember the Club Dino Intense Man back in the days? They didn't used to spray really well, like the CD name Club Dino Intense Man, the silver sprayer. Those sprayers sucked like donkey, you know what. And this has still the Armaf detailing up there on the sprayer, but this sprayer is like really bad. Look, check this out. It's not bad, but you know, the distribution is very bad. I mean, the amount of juice comes out really bad, so small burst. So that's one thing is bad. So apart from that, now coming to the fragrance, let's spray this on the paper. I know it has a dry down here, and let's spray this and talk about it. Okay, so 2 sprays. This fragrance, the scent strength on these longevity factor is very good. They last a very long time because these are EDP and real EDP, no alcohol blast. And first thing I'll tell you, this is said to be a clone of Bleu de Chanel. I heard. I had no clue. I had to wait for them to arrive. They arrived yesterday, so I'm doing initial impression. And you can see some of the juice missing because I'm decanting some of it. Another thing, don't be scared if the fragrances, if you spray first time and the juice comes out. I noticed it. When I sprayed it, the juice came out. I thought first, brand new bottles, if you spray first time, at least you have to press a couple of times, because the juice has to come out, because brand new, if it shouldn't be sprayed. But I guess they actually tested it before they release, so it will spray on the first spray, on me at least. So when I heard Bleu de Chanel comparison, I'll give you Bleu de Chanel comparison. These two are supposed to be like similar as far as I heard, but this one doesn't smell like Bleu de Chanel to my nose. It smells a little bit different, okay? This is more close to, on dry down, Dior Sauvage. I'm not saying this is a Dior Sauvage clone, okay? But on the dry down, it has a lot of elements of Dior Sauvage. But here's the twist. This fragrance has its own twist, okay? This fragrance smells very fruity. It smells lemony, apple-like. It has a lot of other ingredients. So it's not really a straight up Ambrox and blue sort of a fragrance, okay? And the fragrance doesn't smell anything like the bottle color. If you thought it would be golden, apples, you know, sweet tonka bean. It has some sweetness, but it's more on the Dior Sauvage-ish sort of freshness as well. So it's sweeter variant of Dior Sauvage, more like Dior Sauvage EDP, which I had before. I'll put the link below, you can check. So it's a sweeter Dior Sauvage sort of smell. But it didn't like straight up cloned it. It has its own apple sort of lemony, creamy up top, okay? Very gentle, very beautiful, not loud. It will hang around for a long time, but it is not going to scream like Dior Sauvage. It's no Ambrox and nothing synthetic. I didn't get it in Calibre and Bergamo. But I get kind of like a very sweeter that sits nice on your skin. It is going to really like smell beautiful for a long time, but it's not as beast mode as the number 11. Number 11 is the longest lasting in the whole line. So this you can wear for work, any occasion, signature scent, dress up, very up class, posh, creamy, fuller scent, you know, like really good quality fragrance oil. So if you like Dior Sauvage EDP, like the new one, more creamy, more tonka, I mean like more sandalwood, I guess they used on that one, you can definitely try it. It will feel a little bit like the Bleu de Chanel on the dry down, kind of like that, I don't know, like very far dry down, but mostly Dior Sauvage, okay? Dior Sauvage EDP clone. But again, remember, 20% of its own twist, so it makes it more creamy and less annoying. Very beautiful scent, okay? So this is Bucephalus number 9. Performance is good, okay? But I would say 8 overall on that fragrance. Next one is this one, the Silverhead. This is number 10. And number 10, it's again on very beautiful, gorgeous kind of a head. This one really like it sparkles, okay. And the bottle color here is kind of greenish blue, yellow, almost like curve bottle color wise, you know, the curved bottle. But this one, everything exactly same, sticker here, and the juice again is see-through. So the horse said one thing is it's not fit, you can pick it up, but be careful because these are precious bottles, you don't want to drop them, okay. There you go. And the bottle, the box here, it really looks lovely, same exact size, just coloration is different. Sorry, green and black, okay. It says Armaf Niche, up there to say Armaf. Very nice detailing. Sterling perfumes. Bottom it will say here that made in UAE, which date it was produced. Capsule is like that. It says Armaf Niche here at the back, and this is plasticky, okay, same exact, also has the same mechanism, paper inside. You can keep this just for, you know, like presentation, just for collection, okay. Ah, crap. Okay, there you go. All right, so the bottle is lovely. And what does it smell like? We'll spray on the paper. This is pre-sprayed for the dry down. I can smell the dry down. Let's spray this. Again, same problem with the sprayer. Armaf should definitely at some point need to improve the sprayers to make it perfection. Okay, what do you get from this? So this one, as you see, Nasser talked about it, like this is a Invictus / Hawas clone, and I would actually see that, you know, it has pretty much that creamy, sweet, kind of Arabian feel of Invictus. And here's the thing, I'll say it once again. You guys know this one, Hawas, right? Hawas is released by Rasasi. I think this is the first release of this nature. I don't know if there's anything before this kind of fragrance, but this is the reason why they made Fakuraban Invictus. This was released 1 year after Hawas. So people say this is a clone of this. Actually, the fact is, this is a clone of Hawas, okay? Hawas is airy, it is fruity, it's aquatic, fresh, with little bit Arabian twist. It really feels like the air of the desert flew through over the sea and then brought it to you. And it smells very fresh, very long lasting, you know, but with not heavy feel. The projection, it's kind of like airy. So people might think it's not long lasting, but it's, I tested it recent times, it's pretty long lasting. So imagine Hawas opening and going towards dry down of Invictus. That is paired with Invictus Aqua, the vintage version, the frosted one, okay. That's what you're gonna get from number 10. And it has definitely like the more creamy, more, not exactly like Invictus. It has Invictus Aqua, more like there is some sort of ambergris sort of feel at the base. It's a little bit woody. It's very fruity. It's very fruity as well. If you like fruity, tropical kind of fragrance, this is very nice, okay. And again, this I think it could be unisex. Just like the whole line, they did not mention it's Purom, but I think these are all unisex. Very good lasting power, just like the previous one. I think this is a little bit more prominent. I would give it 8.5 overall as a fragrance, okay. If you have Hawas, Invictus, Invictus Aqua, this might come off to you as redundant. But if you're a collector, if you're willing to spend something on this kind of presentation, just for the presentation itself, you can collect the whole line, but that would be silly if you're not using the juice, all right. So overall, this is very beautiful. I have no problem keeping this whatsoever. And I tell you, this fragrance, there's no alcohol blast. It almost feels like pure parfum oil, okay? Because of that quality, it's so smooth. All of these fragrances are so polished. There's no rough edges anywhere. And definitely great for summer and spring, okay? Previous one also can be worn all year. This one you can wear. I mean, winter, it won't be pushing that much. This I would say summer and spring. Great fragrance, great bottle once again. So 8.5 overall in the initial impression. The last one, you guys know I have already talked about it, and I told you what I thought of it. This is Armaf Niche Bucephalus number 11, the last of the series. I don't know if they're gonna release more. Black and red, which looks wicked. It almost looks like a, you know, Harley Davidson sort of a combination. Like if imagine a black leather jacket at the back you have this sort of logo. It will look pretty cool. It looks like almost the color of devil, because red is color of the, not the great one, but 666. Okay. So there you go. At the bottom they also have, I'm sorry, yeah, the bottom they also have information. So basically, yeah, same batch, same time. Coming back to this, after I have little bit more experience with this one now, because I've been owning it for at least a week more. So this fragrance, people say it's close to Invictus and all batches of Invictus. I think Mohit Bhai talked about it. This feels really special. This really stands out from the crowd of the other two. The other two are good, really good. This is great. And this longevity is just beautiful. I really love the presence of it. It lasts the longest in the whole 3 collection. So yeah, as I told you, this is kind of like smoky, pineapple-y, woody, apples, all those notes that you used to get from old Invictus batch, which I said this is a niche version of Club de Intense Man, and I stand by it. This is way better than Club de Intense Man any day. There is my French version at the back, and this is my UAE version. So either one you try, CD Nim, what you're gonna get is very unpleasant sort of a lemon in the opening. I never ever was the biggest fan of Club de Intense Man from the day one I sniffed it. But dry down, Club de Intense Man, it's really prominent. It projects more than this. I'll tell you, that one will project beastly for 4 or 5 hours. This will project 2 to 3 hours. But longevity wise, 8 hours easily plus. You can detect it 3 hours now, it will project, and you can smell the dry down. Every single stage is sexy in this one. Every single stage. Opening, you're gonna get like very nice creamy lemon, and you're gonna get the pineapple. It almost reminds you of Cedrat Bois a little bit of the fruitiness aspect. But on the dry down, I said it smells like royal wood and Viking a little bit. It's just the imagination. You really have to understand that dry down of all the Creed fragrances, they're a lot alike. Melissa Imperial, Erolfa, Creed, Invictus, Viking, Royal Wood. All these fragrances have similar sort of dry down, ambergris, woodsy, kind of like woody dry down. This one also has that. So I guess it reminds me of those. If you like Invictus, Royal Wood and Viking, imagine this, you're gonna be really loving at a fraction of a price. Okay, so this is my number 1. It gets perfect 10 for me. Okay, after using 2 on the neck, 1 on the chest and 2 on each arm, it is good to go for the whole daytime, right? So this is Bucephalus number 11. It gets perfection. So once again, the number 9, I give it 8. Number 10, I give it 8.5, and number 11, it gets perfect 10. So that's my review. You can buy these fragrances. You're not gonna regret any of the purchase. But remember, do not buy them as a clone of something else. These fragrances are good on their own. They smell pretty darn nice. So that's it, Armaf Niche Bucephalus collection. Thanks for watching, and hopefully in future videos, these are gonna pop up in some of the lists. Everybody take care, and I'll see you soon. Have a very nice day. Bye-bye.